So, when you starting a family? It's probably one of the most frequently asked questions for couples and newlyweds. Most of the time, they don't have an answer. That's because deciding to bring another life into their relationship isn't an easy one. A lot of preparation and thought goes into starting a family. Luckily, there are plenty of books, articles, and websites, all filled with information on why people should have children. I'm Mike with List 25, and here is one such video, listing 25 reasons you should have children. And for those of you that don't want kids one day, don't worry. There is a companion list for why you shouldn't have kids.
25.
Renewed passion. For some people, becoming a parent gives them that push and motivation that they need to start doing what they've always wanted to do. After having a baby, you have this transition period where you really start to ask yourself about the true meaning of life. A lot of new parents experience this phase, which provides them with a renewed passion to start pursuing their dreams. Whether it's starting your own business or refocusing on your current job, the new burst of passion and dedication will make you feel like you can do anything.
24.
New priorities. It's kind of crazy just how much having a child really changes people. The things you used to enjoy doing with your friends when you were younger don't seem as interesting anymore. That's because you'll start to develop new priorities and interests. Over time, visiting the local park will start to replace hours of shopping at the mall. Even the need to check out the hottest new clubs and restaurants on the weekend will likely simmer into non-existence.
23.
You just bought a house. It's probably safe to say that you officially became an adult after you purchased your first home. That moment you walk into an empty house after finalizing the deal provides a coming-of-age feeling of pride and accomplishment. However, if you and your partner don't have children, those empty rooms and quiet hallways will start to feel like you're missing something. That's why they say there is no better time to start a family than after buying a house.
22.
Parenthood will also help you develop new ways of doing old things. For example, that favorite chicken recipe that used to take you hours to prepare will turn into a 30-minute meal. Preparing a meal might seem like a chore, but you'll also be surprised at how much better of a cook you'll become after having a child. Thanks, Rachel Ray. 30-minute meals.
21.
You'll learn new skills. Any parent will probably tell you that having a child has taught them so much about the world and themselves. That's because children have a way of showing us the true meaning of life. As annoying as those hour-long tantrums can be, for instance, they remind us to express our emotions no matter how much we want to keep them bottled in. Children also teach us to savor the sweet moments of playing in the bath and tumbling across the floor because, before you know it, they'll be independent and driving their own car.
Or wrecking yours.
Yep.
20.
They keep you entertained. Any parent can tell you that having a child is a 24/7 job. While a good majority of that time is spent cleaning up and caring for your baby, the other portion is spent having fun. There are so many enjoyable moments to spend with your family that you wouldn't have experienced without having a child. For example, baking cookies is that much sweeter when you have a little helper mixing your ingredients. You'll also develop a new sense of admiration for your local park swing set. This list brought to you by Parks.
19.
You're set in your career. Starting a career and flourishing in the field of your choice is not an easy task. Those first few months after graduating from college can be a truly tough time for a young person because of uncertainty about the future. Once you do land your dream job, it could take years to prove yourself and climb the corporate ladder. So by the time you're all set in your career, you should be more than ready to start a family of your own.
18.
Your parents want a grandchild. Bringing a child into the world isn't just life-changing for you and your partner, but for both sets of your parents as well. Having a grandchild is significantly different than having a child of their own. They get to enjoy all the fun things with their grandchild without the sleepless nights and 24/7 attention. Making your parents into grandparents is probably one of the greatest gifts you could ever give them.
They have fun, while you do not.
17.
All of your friends have children. If you think your parents are bad when it comes to pressuring you to have a baby, just wait until your friends become parents. They're the ones who are really going to make you want to have a kid. Once you see a couple around the same age as you have a baby, you'll start to realize how easy it is. You also don't want to be known as the only couple without a baby in your whole friend group. Ah, yes. Peer pressure.
16.
Wholesome ways to spend your nights. When you have children, you spend much more time at home and a lot less time roaming around random bars. Life might not seem as exciting, but it's definitely more wholesome. Just imagine. Instead of waking up hungover and exhausted, you get to wake up to your child's cute face and loving cuddles. Even when you and your partner do get an opportunity to go out, you would most likely rather spend the time at home anyways.
15.
You're financially stable. Children are blessings no matter when they come into your life. However, there are certain times in a person's life when having a child is much more convenient. For example, if you have a steady income and a job that provides good health insurance, it's easier to welcome a child into this world. Children are expensive, so you want to make sure you're financially prepared for that new responsibility. How did they know I named my kid New Responsibility?
Ha! Jokes!
14.
Make new friends. After having children, you'll start to realize that you have two different types of friends. The parent friendship you created at the local park, and the friends you had before you got pregnant. Of course, those relationships you created during high school and in your 20s are still important. Make new friends. Your new parent friends are probably now more relatable. The best part about those friendships is that your children can entertain one another while you adults catch up on gossip and all the latest parenting trends.
Parenting trends?
13.
You get to relive your childhood. Some of us remember childhood as the happiest of times. As children, we lived without a care in the world and guiltlessly indulged in all of our favorite things. It wasn't until we grew up that we truly started to appreciate the wonder of being a kid. The good news is that having a child of your own allows you to relive all of your favorite memories. You can also create new traditions and fun activities you always dreamt of doing while growing up.
12.
Family bonding. Every aspect of your life changes after having a baby. Even the relationship between you and your spouse takes on a whole new meaning. The act of creating a new life also creates a unique bond between the two of you. This not only helps to strengthen the unity of the relationship, but it also solidifies a foundation in which your children can grow. Every precious memory created and moment spent together will only add to that strong family bond.
11.
Because you love children. If babysitting was, or still is, your favorite job, you might want to consider having children of your own. Being a compassionate caregiver isn't something you learn, it's more of a trait you're born with. Some women and men just have a knack for dealing with children. It takes a lot of love and patience to care for a child, especially one that isn't your own. So, if you already adore children, just imagine how much more you would love having a son or daughter of your own.
10.
To embrace a new challenge. If you and your partner have been with each other for a while, then you probably have accomplished quite a few challenges together. After a while, the relationship might seem to be getting a bit boring, doing the same things every weekend. If you feel like you've done it all, maybe you should consider having a baby. A strong relationship that is built off of teamwork should be able to handle life's ultimate challenge of raising a child.
9.
To fix the mistakes of their parents. If you were lucky enough to grow up in a stable household, you probably have an idea of how you want your children to be raised. However, some people didn't have that luxury as a child. So they often embody the parent they wished they had growing up. Ensuring a healthy, happy, and secure childhood for their little ones is so important because they know what it feels like to not have that security.
8.
It's human nature. What better excuse can you make for having children than the fact that it's simply human nature? Since the beginning of existence, modern Homo sapiens have been able to repopulate. The ability to pass on our genes to the next generation is hardwired into our human DNA. A good majority of women and men have this biological imperative to have children of their own. If this weren't the case, the world would be a lot less populated. Well, that might be a good thing.
7,
to see what they'll look like. Some girls dream of their wedding day, while others dream about what their children might look like. When you fall in love with someone, it's hard not to imagine starting a family together and thinking about who your children would resemble the most. You could try playing one of those games where you upload a picture of you and your partner to see what the outcome would be. Sadly, they rarely ever come out accurately. The only way to truly know what your baby would look like is by having one.
Just use an app. I don't care if it's accurate or not. Use the app.
6,
Carry on the family name. Surnames, or family last names, distinguish where you come from. The tradition of creating a family name is thought to have begun around 500 BCE during the Han Dynasty in China. To this day, the importance of carrying on the family name is deep-rooted in many cultures. If you're the only child, having a child is the only way to guarantee that your family name will live on at least one more generation.
5,
Getting a baby shower. Throughout the entire year, there are only 2 days dedicated to receiving presents. Typically, it's at Christmas, or Hanukkah, and your birthday. However, when you're expecting a baby, you get an extra day of celebration. Having a baby shower is a great way to gather friends and family to help welcome the new addition to the family. Baby supplies like diapers, bottles, food, and clothes are normally gifted to help the parents prepare for their newborn.
4,
You become an expert multitasker. Every parent knows how important multitasking is. When you have a million things to do throughout the day, you just can't focus on one item at a time. An experienced parent will have a load of laundry in the washing machine while breakfast is cooking on the stove and the dishes soak in the sink. Becoming an expert multitasker doesn't happen overnight. Rather, it's something you learn along the way. And if you have ADHD like me, sometimes it's just natural.
3,
Here we go. Woo! Yeah! Say it.
You know, I'm feeling like placenta today for lunch. I'm gonna go have a kid. I'll be right back.
I'm keeping that.
Eating your placenta after birth. If you've ever wondered about the benefits of eating your placenta,
What?
then you're probably already considering having a baby.
What?
Obviously, this suggestion is not for everyone. Like men, we cannot eat our placenta. Some might be grossed out by the idea. The placenta is one of the first organs that is formed after conception. It attaches to the lining of your womb, oh my womb, and connects you to your baby, providing the infant with nutrition throughout the pregnancy. Mothers who have had their placenta made into pills say it gives them a boost in milk production, a natural energy high, and vital nutrients.
Ugh.
2,
It's rewarding. It takes a vast amount of effort to raise a human being. Children look up to their parents for absolutely everything, from guidance to nutrition to understanding the difference between right and wrong. All throughout their child's life, parents will experience many different moments of pride. Yet for some parents, the most rewarding moment of them all is knowing that their child has grown up to be a loving and caring adult and a committed member of their community.
1,
Pregnancy can be relaxing. Trust me, I know. As daunting as 9 months of pregnancy may seem, there are quite a few joyous aspects. For one, you'll never feel alone, having your precious baby inside of you. Expecting mothers also get to eat for 2. That means double servings of all your favorite foods. Also, mothers are expected to take it easy during their pregnancy, so there will be many days of just kicking back and catching up on all the latest shows. So, what are some reasons you should have kids that we may have missed? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your answers to us at List25, or to me personally at Michael B. Estrin. I can't wait. And if you like this video, check out the ones in this playlist here. And don't forget the video about why you shouldn't have kids. Although this one probably nailed that too.
Yeah, hopefully your reasons are better than the ones in this list.